There's no way, no solution. We're just at a loss here. Who can we even complain to about this?
The production team moved on to hear about the damage other farmers experienced. But then, could this sound be a warning? A moment later, what appeared was an enormous wild boar.
Look, it's a wild boar!
Suddenly we found ourselves face to face with the wild boar in the bushes. Just looking at it was intimidating enough. Sensing human presence, it started to disappear. But the moment we sighed in relief, the wild boar began approaching the production team. A tense standoff. A crisis unfolds. It seemed like it was threatening the crew. But then it changed direction and bolted away like an arrow, running somewhere else. However, a moment later, the wild boar reappeared, storming into a residential area. The chickens were in chaos. Even the dogs were barking madly. Clearly hungry, it buried its snout into the doghouse, gorging on the dog food without a care. What should we do about this? The white dog and the production crew just stood there helplessly, and then...
Hey, Yongsim!
Startled by the call of Yongsim, the boar froze.
Hey! Yongsim!
Who's Yongsim and who is this guy?
Yongsim, why did you do that?
Instead of scaring it away, he even cares about the wild boar. A wild boar suddenly settled down.
Oh, she's my little girl, yeah.
A wild boar is your daughter?
The damage caused by wild boar is a serious problem, you know. Hey, don't compare her to those other animals. She's had proper family upbringing, you know.
Have you ever heard of it? A wild boar with family upbringing. Taking walks with her owner is just the basic. And understanding human speech perfectly well, that's Yongsim the boar. The extraordinary story of this father-daughter duo begins now. A village surrounded by lush forests on all sides. Even deeper in the mountains lies the special home of this unique duo. A man who lives here with various animals. And among them, there is one he holds particularly dear. And that is his youngest daughter, Yongsim, who he adores more than anything.
She always snatches food from others when eating. Her sense of smell is great, but her hearing is extremely sharp too.
So does she run whenever she hears the sound of food?
That's right. Look at her eyelashes. How beautiful.
Thanks to Yongsim, who is not only incredibly well raised, but also possesses these charmingly long eyelashes. Her constant hunger has made it hard for the other animals. They can't even have their food anymore. This is what it feels like when something is snatched before your eyes. The dogs are forced to give up both their beloved food and their precious homes. Luckily, if the man calls her name, she immediately stops eating and eagerly follows him.
She has her own territory she roams around. If I go there, she follows me. But if I don't, she never goes there on her own. Even if I take her somewhere, she runs right back down to her spot because she's scared.
You know what everyone says? She never leaves her territory at all. Now she's full enough, seems quite energetic. Look at her hopping around, excited for a walk. Oh, Yongsim, you seem so happy. When she's playing by herself, she tends to stay in her area, but most of her delightful moments are spent with the man.
How do you think of her?
It's amazing. Animals know that they are being loved or not. Look at her following the man.
Yongsim has quite an extraordinary skill. She can recognize people's faces. Because of that, whenever there's a stranger, she immediately switches to alert mode.
Hey! Why are you standing on the place people sit with your shoes on?
We were scared of her.
That's not okay. This is where people sit, come on. Sorry, I had to survive. Oh, our Yongsim has been properly trained at home. She would never attack anyone, would she?
You're raising her.
Right?
Pigs are said to have a high IQ, and with proper training, she became even smarter.
Let's go, let's go! Hurry up.
She stays alert till the very end. Then, after confirming that all is safe, she follows the man again.
If it weren't for that adult, we'd have had to go back to Cheongju. It's scary. This place is so remote. Yongsim, hurry up.
When called, hurry up! Yongsim comes running immediately. But she doesn't just follow anyone.
She only goes if I tell her to. Otherwise, she won't budge.
Just like a well-behaved wild boar, wouldn't you agree? A little later, the man arrived with Yongsim at the garden. But then,
Don't bring her here.
someone wasn't too happy about Yongsim showing up.
Go away.
And that someone is the lady of the house.
In the sweet potato field, if she catches a whiff of it, the sweet potatoes will be ruined.
She's worried that Yongsim might mess up the garden.
Come stick to the work.
Why don't you do it yourself?
Only the big ones cut it like this.
Putting her worries aside, they were gathering perilla leaves when suddenly... What on earth just happened? Yongsim couldn't resist the sweet potato's irresistible temptation and caused trouble.
She's just digging it all up, digging and messing it up.
Actually, Yongsim's favorite thing is these sweet potatoes. Despite being well-trained, she's still a pig. Her appetite is uncontrollable in front of sweet potatoes, which makes sense.
We should dig them up to steam and eat, but if she eats it all, what's left for me?
Come on, we're family. If she eats some, so what? I mean, she eats and whatever's left can be eaten too.
She doesn't leave a thing, that's the thing.
Come on, she's been properly raised and trained, you know. Oh, look at our Yongsim, she's amazing.
Despite his wife's complaints, the man is unwavering. To him, it's only Yongsim that matters.
Honestly, whatever mischief she gets into, I adore her.
He just finds her adorable.
Sniffing around for that sweet potato smell. Ah, when you see her eating like that, it's so satisfying. Just watching her eat fills me up more than eating myself.
Dad, I'm still hungry. Actually, Mom's kind of given up too.
That little rascal, eating so hard.
Oh, come on, a pig has to dig to eat. How's she supposed to eat without digging?
If she had any conscience or felt bad, she'd just leave it alone and go down quietly.
She's hungry.
If she'd been raised properly, she wouldn't need to be told to behave.
Perhaps Yongsim, ever so perceptive, sneaks away quietly.
Well, it's clear that when you scold her, she just grabs it and leaves in a hurry. She feels guilty.
That's bullshit.
Still, she's got a conscience.
Though she's a pig with a conscience, she can't seem to resist her love for sweet potatoes. After an argue, they finish up the field work and head back.
Hey!
Unusually, Yongsim snorts heavily and shows a sharp wariness towards the lady.
Yongsin! Come here quickly! Good girl, come here quickly.
Finally, when the man himself intervenes to calm her down, Yongsim drops her guard as if nothing happened. Why is she behaving like this? Could she be upset?
Scolding her all the time for causing trouble doesn't seem to make her happy.
To cheer Yongsim up and spend some quality time together, the man takes her to the water. It's their favorite spot, a little date place they often visit. He prepared a lovely gift just for Yongsim. His endless love for his youngest daughter. So how did their bond start?
Think she was abandoned by her mother. She was all alone, almost dying. So I brought her in. She was just this tiny baby back then.
3 years ago, Youngsim was found in the mountains, separated from her group. She looked so pitiful, so the man cared for her with great devotion. Since that moment, Youngsim has been slowly regaining her strength. And now, she has become the only daughter and the source of joy in the monotonous life.
Back when she was small, I used to carry her around all the time. But now she's grown so big. Honestly, it's kind of overwhelming. She's really changed too much.